chosen one, have you ever felt a quiet pressure in your spirit, like something important was being asked of you, yet you couldn't fully see its size? A stirring that refuses to let you stay comfortable. A calling that keeps pulling you forward even when fear whispers for you to stay small. That feeling is not random. It is the awareness of an assignment that carries weight far beyond your own life. What God has placed in your hands is bigger than you realize, and it matters more than you can currently see. Before we go deeper, open your heart to this message. If it speaks to you, stay connected, engage with it, and share it with someone who needs encouragement today. Together, we grow in faith. Many people assume God only uses those who feel confident and prepared, but throughout history, He consistently chose ordinary individuals and placed extraordinary responsibility on them. He looked for willing hearts more than perfect resumes. He selected shepherds, servants, and outsiders, then shaped them into leaders who changed generations. This same pattern continues today. Your background does not disqualify you. Your struggles did not cancel your purpose. Your doubts have not removed God's plan. In fact, many of the very challenges you faced were shaping the strength you now carry. God often develops character before releasing influence. He builds endurance before granting elevation. He strengthens faith before expanding responsibility. When God assigns something significant, resistance often follows. Not because you are weak, but because your assignment carries impact. Fear may try to convince you that you are not ready. Distraction may pull your focus away from growth. Discouragement may whisper that progress is too slow. But these are not signs to retreat. They are signals that your purpose matters. Every major shift in faith history faced opposition before victory appeared. Every breakthrough was preceded by challenge. The presence of difficulty never meant God was absent. It simply meant transformation was taking place. Some of you have been feeling unusually tired lately, mentally stretched, emotionally tested. That is not because you are failing. It is because growth requires stretching. God is expanding your capacity to carry more responsibility, more wisdom, and greater influence. What He is preparing you for will impact others. Your obedience will open doors for people you may never even meet. Your faith will inspire generations beyond your own. That is why the assignment feels heavy at times. Its reach is wide. Yet God never gives a calling without also providing strength to fulfill it. He does not send people into responsibility without equipping them with wisdom, endurance, and guidance. When He calls, He supports. When He leads, He supplies. You may not see the full blueprint of your future, but you don't need to. God reveals direction step by step, so trust grows along the journey. Each act of obedience builds momentum. Each faithful decision prepares the next opportunity. If you've ever wondered why certain dreams refuse to leave your heart, it's because they were planted there for a reason. God does not tease His children with visions that lead nowhere. He gives purpose that grows as faith grows. Right now, He is calling you to take your assignment seriously, not with fear, but with faith, not with pressure, but with trust, not with perfection, but with willingness. Ask yourself honestly, what has God been nudging you toward lately? What keeps returning to your heart no matter how much you try to ignore it? That is often where purpose lives. Share in the comments what you feel God is calling you to grow into. Your story may encourage someone who feels unsure about their own journey. God's plans are rarely small. When He moves through someone, He often impacts families, communities, and generations. Your life carries more influence than you can currently measure. That is why staying spiritually grounded matters so much in this season. Prayer, reflection, and trust are not optional when walking in purpose. They are the foundation that keeps you steady as responsibility grows. When fear rises, choose faith. When doubt whispers, choose trust. When distractions appear, choose focus. These daily choices shape destiny. You are not behind. You are being prepared. You are not overlooked. You are being positioned. And what God has placed in your hands is far greater than you realize. As your awareness of purpose grows, it becomes easier to understand why resistance has felt intense at different stages of your life. Big assignments attract heavy opposition, not to defeat you, but to discourage you before momentum builds. Many chosen ones mistake this resistance for failure when it is actually evidence of progress. The pressure you felt was not meant to break you, it was meant to strengthen you. Distraction is one of the most common tools used against purpose. When focus is scattered, growth slows. When energy is divided, progress weakens. This is why seasons of clarity often follow seasons of confusion. God gently removes unnecessary noise so direction becomes clear. He narrows your attention so your impact becomes stronger. Fear is another common challenge. Fear of failing, fear of being seen, fear of making the wrong decision. Yet fear rarely shows up when nothing important is happening. It rises when growth is close. It tries to protect comfort, even when comfort limits destiny. But courage is not the absence of fear. It is choosing obedience despite it. Some of you have noticed old habits trying to return, old doubts resurfacing, old temptations offering shortcuts. This is not coincidence. When someone is stepping into higher purpose, the enemy often tries to pull them back into familiar cycles. But you are no longer the same person you used to be. You have grown beyond those patterns. God has been strengthening your discernment so you can recognize what no longer aligns with where you are going. Certain environments will begin to feel uncomfortable. Certain conversations will no longer satisfy you. Certain behaviors will feel heavy instead of enjoyable. That discomfort is guidance. It is God protecting your future. Opposition also sometimes comes through people who do not understand your growth. Not everyone will recognize the shift taking place within you. Some may question your changes. Others may resist them. This does not mean you are wrong. It often means you are evolving. Growth changes dynamics. It stretches relationships. It reveals who is meant to walk with you into the next season and who was only meant for a previous one. This is not rejection. It is realignment. God never removes people to punish you. He adjusts your surroundings to support your purpose. As your calling expands, your spiritual life must deepen. You cannot carry greater responsibility with shallow roots. Time with God becomes more than habit. It becomes necessity. Prayer becomes more than routine. It becomes connection. Trust becomes more than words. It becomes lifestyle. The stronger your relationship with God grows, the clearer your direction becomes. Confusion fades, peace increases, confidence stabilizes. This is why daily faith practices matter. They build strength gradually, the same way physical muscles grow through consistent training. One day of effort doesn't create change, but steady commitment does. You may not notice growth immediately, but over time you will look back and realize how far you've come. Another important lesson in this season is learning patience without losing passion. Big assignments often unfold in stages. God reveals enough to guide your next step, not enough to overwhelm you with the entire journey. This keeps you dependent on Him rather than on your own understanding. Some doors will open slowly. Some opportunities will require persistence. Some dreams will grow gradually. This is not delay. It is development. When God builds something lasting, He builds it strong. Your responsibility right now is not to control outcomes, but to remain faithful in obedience. Do the small things with excellence. Show up consistently. Serve where you are planted. Grow where you are positioned. Every step matters. You may feel like progress is small, but small obedience compounds into great impact. If you've ever felt discouraged because things weren't happening fast enough, remember that God values depth over speed. Quick success can fade quickly. Strong foundations support lasting growth. This is also the season where gratitude becomes powerful. Thank God not only for what you see, but for what He is preparing. Gratitude shifts focus from lack to abundance. It strengthens faith and attracts peace. Take time to acknowledge how much you've already grown, the strength you now carry, the wisdom you've gained, the faith you've developed. These are signs of progress. If this part of the message connects with you, share in the comments what growth you've noticed in yourself recently. Your testimony may help someone who feels like change is too slow. Stay connected. The final part will show you how to step fully into your calling with confidence, discipline, and faith-filled action. Now comes the moment where belief turns into movement. Purpose is not fulfilled by understanding alone. It is activated by consistent action rooted in faith. God has already placed everything you need within you: gifts, creativity, resilience, wisdom, and strength. What unlocks those resources is obedience, even when the next step feels small. Many chosen ones wait until they feel completely ready before moving forward, but readiness often comes after action, not before it. Confidence grows as you walk. Clarity increases as you obey. Strength multiplies as you stretch. The moment you begin, heaven meets your effort with grace and direction. One of the most powerful habits you can build is starting each day by aligning your heart with God. When you invite Him into your plans, decisions become wiser and outcomes become steadier. This doesn't require perfection. It requires sincerity. Speak honestly, listen quietly, trust fully. Another essential practice is guarding your focus. Your attention is valuable because whatever receives it grows. When you consistently invest energy into faith, growth, learning, and positive action, purpose expands. When attention drifts into doubt, comparison, and distraction, momentum slows. Choose daily where your focus will live. Accountability is also a gift many overlook. God often uses supportive relationships to strengthen discipline and encourage consistency. When you share goals, prayers, and progress with someone who believes in your growth, perseverance becomes easier. You were never meant to walk this journey alone. As you step forward, remember that setbacks do not cancel purpose. Mistakes do not erase calling. Delays do not deny destiny. Each challenge teaches wisdom. Each obstacle builds strength. Each season shapes character. The people God uses most powerfully are not the ones who never struggle. They are the ones who keep trusting even when things feel hard. You may not always feel spiritual strength rising within you, but trust that God is working beyond what you can see. Even quiet seasons are productive. Roots grow underground before fruit appears above. Your faithfulness today is preparing breakthroughs tomorrow. One day soon, you will look back and recognize how every step mattered. The prayers you whispered, the effort you made when no one noticed, the courage you found when you felt uncertain, all of it will connect into a powerful testimony. This is why you must not shrink your dreams. God placed those desires in your heart for a reason. He does not tease His children with impossible visions. He equips them for what He calls them to accomplish. Dream boldly. Pray confidently. Work faithfully. When challenges rise, respond with prayer instead of panic. When progress feels slow, respond with patience instead of quitting. When fear speaks loudly, respond with trust instead of retreat. Victory is not found in perfection. It is found in persistence. Before we close, I want you to declare something with faith wherever you are. I accept my calling. I walk in purpose. I trust God's direction. I will not give up. Let those words sink into your spirit. If this message has encouraged you, strengthen someone else by sharing it. Light multiplies when it is spread. Hope grows when it is given away. Make sure you're subscribed to the Chosen Star so you never miss a message designed to uplift your faith and empower your journey. This community exists to remind you who you are and what God has placed within you. And in the comments, write the words "Order Accepted" as a declaration of commitment to walk boldly in your purpose. Remember, you were chosen not because you were perfect, but because you were willing. God specializes in strengthening those who trust Him. He transforms ordinary obedience into extraordinary impact. Your life is not small. Your calling is not minor. Your future is not limited. Stay faithful, stay focused, stay encouraged. Greater days are ahead, and you are ready for them.